Let me go to the chess.com. I think I'm using round number 7 just finished now, concluded not long ago. It's 3:30 and I'm expecting any moment now. Expecting any moment to getting the round number 8 to start. In the meantime, because I can't see any move here, we'll do a blitz or two. A puzzle, that is. We'll do a puzzle, I think. Puzzle, daily puzzle. Did you guys do the daily puzzle? Was the Saturday? Ooh, so we can expect a very, very, very difficult one. Already very many things. Sliding into checkmate. Really? There's a lot of tacticalities here. A lot of. I'm a little bit inclined to say about this move. I don't know if you guys solved it or not. Or could it be this? Well, the queen will take the bishop straight away. Knight f3. Pawn takes. You have check. And mate. But probably it's more to this, right? It can't be knight f3. It can't be knight f3, right? It's too easy. Let me play it. Oh, gee, that was actually correct, knight f3. Huh. I'm in check. I gotta choose carefully the next square. Could I just go here? King to h6. King to h6. Do I get checked? No, I do not. Ooh, I'm lucky. King h6. Moved away. They took it. Now I'm just delivering checkmate, right? Oh well. I must have been lucky. I've done it. Cool stuff. Let's go back to events. Let's go to FIDE World Rapid Team Championship and Blitz. We got a lot of many Super Grandmasters playing. Hey, this is the game we were waiting for. Gee, guys, I absolutely want to watch this game. My friends, look at this. Magnus Carlsen with white will be versing Ding Liren any second now. This is really something I will look at. And don't get me wrong, there are many other fabulous games about to start. It's Richard Report, it's Shakriar Mamedyarov, Jan Krzysztof Duda, it's Juan Joan, it's very, very many Super Grandmasters playing today. I mean, fabulous games had happened and will happen, but this one in particular will be retaining my attention because it's practically the current World Chess Champion, Ding Liren, the official World Chess Champion. And so to speak, Magnus Carlsen, arguably the best player at the minute. So you totally want to have, and you want to look at his game. Okay. Yeah, the emphasis will be on this one. Let's see what other pairings are here. They haven't started yet, though. So we've got Decade China Team, WR Chess Team. Hey, Wei Yi, Nepomniachtchi, Krzysztof Duda, Yu Yangi, Nordbeck, of the Store of Black, there you go. Zhu Jiangyu, I don't know how to say this, Alexander Kostyuk, and Joan Jun. And I don't know if this guy's Bang Bo, Vadim Rosenstein. Okay. Definitely we will be looking at these guys. Look at the fixtures. Look at these fixtures. Oh, yeah. So get your beverages, guys. Get ready, and let's look at this one together and discussing it. You're rooting for someone in particular? This game will have my attention. You know, it's quite the stuff that we all wanted to see. We would have liked to actually seen an official competition, Magnus Carlsen for the World Chess Championship versus Ding Liren practically. We wanted to see that. And now will be a rapid, I think 15 minutes each. We'll be having in just a few seconds. They're supposed to be starting. Let me see if other games looking in order. Nice fixtures here. Arjun Richer report. There you go. Another fabulous, rapid, beautiful game. I would love to have a look at. Arjun Erigaisa Richer report. My God, what is not to like about today's fixtures? Round number 8? Round number 8, yes. They should be starting any second. Absolutely. Ooh, what a strong team here. WR chess team. What a team. I mean, look at the first 4 names. You got Magnus, Nepomniachtchi, Duda, Abdustorov. Wow. Hey, is Ali Reza playing? Somewhere? Representing a team or something? Is he playing? I don't know. Daniel Dubov, there you go. Another fabulous player. Katerina Lagno, yes. And Hans plays as well, Hans Niemann, with Nihal Sarin. Another very interesting game to looking at. Look at the fixtures. Unbelievable. Do we have time to do a very quick puzzle, guys, until they actually return to the board or start moving those pieces? I absolutely want to see Magnus Ding Liren. Absolutely. Come on, guys, start the game. We want to watch it. We want to see the game. Okay. Okay, let's do then a quick puzzle before Magnus Carlsen and Ding Liren start moving those pieces. Okay, let's do a quick puzzle. And we'll come back. Black to play. Points of attack here, but the queen is here defending. Where exactly is the check I'm looking for? I've got to check something, right? I've got to check somewhere something. I mean, the king, of course. How do you check the king? Maybe you need a little bit of pre-arrangement. Maybe you need a bit of queen to g5 in order to capture f5, perhaps. If that means anything. Or what else can we do? It could be. Makes sense. I'm controlling this. I might be giving some checks. So queen g5? Yes. I was a bit lucky. But now it's not over. We've got a check here and another check on h5. Which one is it? Which one is it? Also, we got to check with the rook, mind you, guys. There is a possible rook here checked, and the king goes here. Where's the next check? Where's the next check? Then maybe there's not a check. Maybe I have to play then the queen on h5 because I want to capture here. Makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense. If you capture, king's gonna go, say. And then what? Where's the check? Where is the check? So it looks to me, guys, that actually it's a rook h4, king to g2, queen to h5, threatening h2. Very dangerous. That's about it. I think I should be winning the position here. If I capture on f5, I don't think I'm doing anything. Or if I do now queen h5, I'm not going to do anything. There is no other checks coming. Or should I put this rook right here and then give a check, which is a mate? So that's another thought. If I should play rook for... No, the queen is on pre. I can't do this. Let's... Oh, that's a shame. So let's see, what was it? Okay, we've got this. Queen to f5. So what was the check? The check was here. And now we're just getting the queen. Next one. Events. Let's go to Magnus Carlsen and Ding Liren, guys, because that's what we wanted to see, how these guys are playing. Round number 7. Come on, people. Start that game. They were supposed to be starting like 10 minutes ago. Let me look at the schedule. Look at this, 3:30 p.m. That's what it says. It's 3:40 now. It's 20 to 4 right now. So they were supposed to be starting. I guess any minute, any second now. Any second now should be starting, right? Who you rooting for, guys? Have you got a favorite Super Grandmaster that you would like them to win today? Okay. Any second they should be starting. They should. Okay. Another puzzle then. Okay. We gotta check here. Is there anything else? That's a check, right? They move here eventually. Oh, wait a minute. No. There's also this interesting thing. It attacks the queen and pressure on the knight. So that's another stuff. If you play knight c6, knight is pinned, queen being attacked, queen's gotta go. Okay, let's assume queen goes where? Because the bishop cuts through the dark squares. That's quite a thing. Okay. Now, it's not over yet. Not quite. We gotta first move correctly. Let's see the next move. If I take with a knight, queen's gonna take. What exactly is the deal? Wait a minute. If I do, is there any other stuff? What's going on here? What is going on here? If I capture, queen takes. So what? Is there anything in particular? Okay, if I play this, queen's gonna go backward and do nothing, right? If I play knight to b8, I attack the queen. Where does the queen go? Like in this way? Queen goes like this. And then what? And then what, ladies and gents? What do we do next? Let's see. Oh, I'm winning the rook. So knight takes, queen takes the rook. I think that's the thing. Ah, well. Yes, that is correct. In the end, move was found. Thank you very much for your thought. And now we got to discover queen is on prey. Okay, let me see what other stuff do we have here. Oh, queen c6. Queen can't take because it's pinned. Oh, you're kidding me. What was it? Okay, we got this one correctly. We got the second one. But the third one was queen maintaining it and then winning the rook. That was a subtlety. Back to events. Where is the events? Watch events. Come on, guys. Come on. Especially, yeah, it's Magnus playing Ding Liren, you know. Well, they were supposed to. They were supposed to, like, what, almost 15 minutes ago. They haven't started yet. We really want to see this. They will be having 15 minutes each. It's a rapid. They might have some increment as well. Let me check. Home, results, schedule, news. Let me see the format. So, players, 39 teams. They're all fabulous. They're absolutely amazing games today. There you go. 12 round Swiss tournament. Time control 15-10. 10 seconds increment. 10 seconds increment, ladies and gents. That is cool. Back to the games. Well, back to the games, but there's nothing happening just yet. Look at the fixtures. Look how strong the WR chess team is. By the way, who's in the lead? Hey, in the lead looks like it's Decade China team. These guys haven't lost a single game. They've won them all. And 2 draws. Chessy on the second. WR chess team, it's on the 4th. It's on the 4th. And the rest of the teams here. Okay. Come on, people. Start this game. Start the game, guys. Start the game, please. No? Okay. Okay, let's go for another puzzle then. They haven't returned. They didn't start anything. What do we have? We got a skew or something? Oh, wait a minute. I got a rook. Hey, I got a rook. I got a rook. Now, it's still... Wait. This one can be taken here. Is that a checkmate? The king still plays. Now I might be having this. And then I'm having this and this. Okay, king has to move away from the rook, and then you can decide if you want to capture this rook or if you want to capture the rook on h8. Either way, white is going to win this game. White is going to win it. Events. Carlson, Ding, and Joe. Come on, people. What the heck are they doing? No one had started anything. I think there is always, when they actually say that the round starts at, let's say, 3:30, it never happens to start 3:30. There is always a delay. So I think we can do a puzzle for the next 5 minutes or so. Yeah, okay, let's go for another puzzle. Because nothing happens here, guys. Nothing happens for now. Checks and stuff. Checks, forks, pins, skewers. What have we got here? Go for the checks and things. I could take this one. There is something with the knight. What am I doing? Let me identify some ideas. I could capture, then I do a check. I'm winning a rook, but maybe. Oh, have we got something else? Have we got a check here? Or maybe... Oh, they never start on time. There's always a big delay. Big delay meaning you could have 15 minutes or more until they actually start the games. Yes, that is correct. They never start on time. Yeah, it's and let's put it this way. Today it's a lot of people. It's very many folks playing today. It's a lot of people playing chess today. At that event, the team FIDE and things. There's very many folks. Okay, so guys, what do we do here? Take this thing. Take the knight, queen takes back. I got a fork here, knight e3 checks, king goes, let's say this. Knight is attacked, right? Is there any other fork or things? I mean, yeah, but then they take my guy, so I have to take the rook. King's gonna take. Oops. Then check here. King moves. What is the power report? I've got a bishop still alive. They got a bishop, and I've got a bunch of very many pieces. Oh, I wanted to deflect the queen. What the heck was wrong with this? Wait a minute. So what? What? Attacking queen, queen goes, takes, check. Uh-huh. Then after this, what? You're gonna play this for this? Oops. After this stuff, you're gonna play this for this? And also you got this guy somehow. Okay, what if king goes here? What do you do? What do you do if king goes there? Are you trapping queen or anything? What? You playing this? I don't think so. Let me put it on the chess analysis board and stuff. So we wanted this, right? Fine, cool stuff. Okay, what if this guy goes in here? What do you play? Bishop a6. You attack the rook, right? Bishop a6 attacks the rook. What do you do next? You're gonna go here, and then you're gonna have this. They run away. Well, but that doesn't work now because anyway, you're taking too many pieces from them. Okay, bishop takes and stuff. Okay. Back to the events. Let's see the events. Have they actually moved anything? Have these guys moved? No, sometimes you just get the second or the third line of the engine. They are not necessarily the best choices. They're not. So the puzzles want you to play the first top move, the only correct move. It happens very often that we come up with the second line of the engine or the third line, and it's not the strongest. You know, if you have big advantage, we're supposed to be finding the correct move that maintains the... Hey, they started. That's it, guys. That is the very thing we wanted to see. There you go. Magnus Carlsen white, Dingley ran with the black pieces. Very tough job for Dingley ran here. And I really wanted to see these guys actually playing classical chess. But hey, we enjoy what we're having. Even this one is something to watch. Totally. All right, guys, let's enjoy this game together. Let's enjoy this game together. Absolutely fabulous. Okay, so feel free, guys, to type in your best moves and tell me what do you think either white, either Magnus or Ding Liren should be playing here. Whose turn is it? Ding Liren's. Oh, you gotta be joking. Really? He drew already? Bloody hell, it just started like a few seconds ago. Who did you draw against? Yash, if I may ask. Who did you draw against? Unbelievable. Sorry, it's Black's turn. Can we castle? Can we castle? Let me scroll down and see who he played against. You said he drew already. This is crazy. I mean, what, in a matter of seconds they decided to draw? Oh, come on. Right, so what we got here now, Black to play. Let's see what other candidate moves are here. Oh, they already moved. He pushed the b5, bishop we drew to a2. You take on a4. I need to clean these glasses, I think. Against Wei. That is just very surprising. So quickly to decide upon a draw. Very, very weird. Okay. Where is the knight going? Is he going to come this way? G3 and F5? Or is he doing something else? And also, what do you do with the bishop on C1? You're going to go E3? I mean, if you go E3, there is always a knight to G4. So you do an H3 first, or what do you do first? Or do you do D4? No, you can't do D4. This guy's hanging, right? So you can't push it now. Black's to move, by the way. Castles, right? You castle or you play C5, expanding more on the queen side, taking more space. There you go. Taking more space here. It's important to grab as much space as you can. There is a bit of pressure here, but also there is a problem with this. So if Black plays stuff like that, then gonna have an issue with bishop takes f7 check, and then king takes, and then rook takes, pressure on this guy. So bishop takes a4 is a little bit of a poisonous pawn here, so you can't really grab that pawn right now. So you better postpone it and think about something else like securing the king. But anyway, it's white's turn to do stuff. I guess you either play knight to g3 or play this bishop somewhere. Somewhere meaning what? Bishop g5 or bishop e3? And knight to g3, just to develop pieces. And keep the bishop where they are. No, he actually dropped knight f3 to d2 back. He wants to come on to c4, I reckon. Knight takes, bishop takes. A very strong bishop here, actually. That might be the case. So, is Black going to do something about castling, or there is something else to play? Something else like what? Do you do something with this bishop, like a pin, or is it just completely unessential, unimportant? It's not that unimportant. It's still a pin, though. If you play f3, you're weakening the dark squares, so maybe it's not the best stuff to do. And you're still in a pin. So I would castle here if I had this. I think castling is very important here now. King safe and stuff. You can't stop knight c4. I was thinking if I can stop knight to c4, but I cannot. So, I mean, okay, what? Bishop e6, but then bishop's gonna take pawn is gonna take, and it's gonna be a weak pawn on e6. I'm not sure that's the best though. Maybe, I don't know. Either castles or bishop e6. So castles. Let me do some arrows here. Castling, let's say bishop e6, bishop g4. You guys tell me what do you think is gonna happen. These are my candidate moves. And because they do a rapid, and that's lovely, I think we got a bit more time to actually anticipate the next move they're going to play. Okay. What do you think, guys? What do you think? 12 minutes. Okay. Do you think we should be going and watching now some other fabulous games here? Krzysztof Duda, Yu Yangi, they still playing. Nordbeck Abdusattorov, Ju and June. Richard Report, Arjun Erigaisi. That's another fabulous game I'd like to see. Let me just go briefly here. All right, Yash, there you go, man. Richard Report, Arjun Erigaisi. That's another fabulous game. I just love these games, these rapids. Absolutely love them. Totally. Could we get rid of this bishop somehow trading so we can put the knight on f5? So if we take the pawn, let's say knight takes, right? No, it doesn't work. I mean, it kind of works, but you're not going to make it on f5. The bishop's still going to be here. So you take, I take. You take, you lost the bishop. And then what? Bishop takes? Knight f5? Also, you open up this stuff for the rook. This beautiful attack on h6. If you have something on f5, would have been increased attack on h6. Yeah, I'm just dreaming about getting a knight somehow on f5. But maybe I need to take on d5 first. Pawn takes, knight takes, bishop takes, queen takes. I'm not sure. It's a possibility. And then if you do knight f5, they're going to take it. Yeah, well, he did take, though. He did take on d5. And he took with the bishop. There you go. Bishop e3 now. If bishop takes, probably you take with a pawn or with a rook. You take with a pawn or with a rook. That's a question. You're weakening g3 if you take with a pawn. If f2 takes on e3, you actually weaken g3 terribly. Good news is that this knight becomes now... I mean, the f5 is available for the knight. So you could play it potentially. Knight to f5. We'll see about that. Back to Magnus and Ding. I'm really curious what he did. Oh, whoa. Here, he castled, exactly as I hoped for, and f4, now opening up the f for the rook. Beautiful, nice pressure on the f-file. And that was to be expected, actually. Ding really starts to think. And this is time-consuming. Magnus, it looks like he barely touched the clock. 15 minutes, 51. He only banked in the seconds, I think, how many seconds they got? 10 seconds increment or 30 seconds increment? He barely used his time. And now again, black's turn to play. So let's have a look here. Obviously, if black, okay, so he played rook a to b. Is he planning some pawn advancement or something? You're right in terms of castling, short, or... All right, he wants to play f4. Yeah, that's absolutely, totally. Also, knight c4 seems interesting. Looks interesting. You allow the bishop to have a nice diagonal. You play knight c4, knight takes, bishop takes, and then you're looking at a6. It's something. It doesn't mean that black is forced to take your knight, right? But it is an idea. It is a possibility. Knight c4 and things. Probably, maybe. Knight c4. Knight c4, you shut off this bishop, or you're pushing f5, although I don't know what to say about this. Maybe knight c4. Maybe knight c4 after all. Knight c4. Knight c4, bishop e3, and you just play like this. We'll see. Is there anything with the g4 you... No, there you go, knight c4, exactly as I said. Knight c4 on the board right now, my friends. White would be happy if black were to capture the knight on c4. Black knight takes c4, bishop takes. White would be so happy to do this. Also, the knight adds some pressure on the e5 square. It's worth mentioning. I haven't thought about that one. Thanks for the idea. Maybe. Yes, I think sounds like a enterprise. Yes, that's a good one. Thank you. That is noted. Duly noted. Yes, knight took c4, bishop takes c4. Exactly as we said. That's quite an active bishop here. If Ding decides to play some bishop e6 at some point, it's kind of weird because then you're gonna have a weakness here for the remainder of the game. So not sure about that, but maybe he want to play queen c8 and bishop e. I don't know. Maybe after queen c8, white just simply pushes, and you're not going to use your bishop to pretty much nothing. Just saying, it's a possibility. We'll see. It's getting very positional now, guys. Probably you've noticed the game tends to become now very positional. So feel free, guys, to imagine the next candidate moves and write down your ideas. Just type them in, my friends, and we're going to discuss your ideas. Again, I have to say that the messages that are coming via TikTok, I can't read them very fast because I'm not watching them. I have to remind myself. F4. White to play now. How do you improve the position for white here? It feels like if you play bishop e3, you're going to waste the tempo, but actually you would be very happy if black decides to take. You know, you have the f-file all for yourself and a very powerful bishop then. You take it from there. So I guess bishop e3, after all, is not such a bad move. But bishop e3 could be probably reacted with knight g4. So now allow me to ask, guys, should we do h3 first? Or maybe bishop e3, if at knight g4, you're going to go back to d2. I mean, bishop d2. h3 would be expanding on the king side, denying the g4 for black. So you're not going to get any knight or any bishop here. So I think h3 is a prophylactic move. It's one of those stuff that you want to do to prevent your opponent to play something bad for you. So h3 is quite prophylactic, but I think it's important. And then you decide what do you do with the bishop, bishop e3. No, he took in the center though. Oh, okay. Okay, he took in the center. Knight g3. He's gonna go on f5. He wants to go to f5. Amongst many others. Yeah, I think he can develop also the bishop. Probably e3, keeping an eye on this, and black has to keep a bishop to defend the c5 pawn. It's an idea. It's an idea. But I think first thing first, yes, you want to play knight f5 with pressure on the bishop and also importantly pressure on the g7. I think makes sense. Huh. Black's to play. What do you do here? Do you know something, guys? If black responds with g6, black actually is weakening the dark squares. So black's going to lose the dark squares, so to speak. They are exploitable by the bishop on c1. So that's an important idea. That is the reason probably that many players are not very keen on pushing the g pawn here, because you're losing those squares. The dark squares, you lose them. I mean, most importantly is h6 and g5. So g6 is not that great. I mean, it's great if you're really incredibly concerned about knight f5. So if you want to prevent knight f5 at all costs because you deemed it as being incredibly dangerous, then g6 to stop the knight. But you have to give up on a dark square. Imagine after knight if g6, imagine bishop h6 actually, and attacking the rook. Hello, Mohammed. Welcome. Thanks for joining the stream, my friend. So if g6, you're going to lose h6 control. Bishop's going to play, and also they took the g7 from you, and f8. Then you're going to have to move the rook. Then, yeah, oh, there you go. Knight to e8 played. Why? I think he wants to jump on d6 and attack this guy, but then you're going to go somewhere like b3 or a2. Not a problem. Nah, he want to play f5 himself. He wants to play f5 himself. Guys, you're more than welcome to type in your best ideas. If you're seeing something we're not seeing, please do type in your ideas. Yes, so amongst many other stuff, because every single move here is a multi-purpose thing. It's not just one consequence. There's many consequences to every single thing. So f5 can't be moved because it's pinned, right? So what do? You move the king. Oh my god, the queen goes very close. A knight e6, as we said, bishop moved right into the center. Wow. Hello, Matthew. Thanks for joining the stream, my friend. What do you play here? Now, my god, what's going on? Do you develop the bishop? Reason being, maybe you want to make a battery on the f-file? And you need a rook on a1? Like a rook lift or something? And if you play the bishop, where do you move that bishop and why? Do you play bishop d2 or bishop e3? Is there anything that could be played here? Personally, I'm thinking about moving the bishop so I can connect my rooks and maybe I can make a battery on the f-file. Because if you take with the rook, queen can't take, they're going to have to take with the g-pawn. Thus, the g-file becomes very weak for the black king. Maybe there's an idea. Other than that, you can't move the queen unless you want to go back f3, e to d1, and I don't see why would you do that. So the bishop stays well. Let's just take all the pieces one by one. The bishop stays well. You may want maybe to drop the queen temporarily in order to play knight h5 and attack the f6. I'm just thinking if that's playable. You may want to take this bishop with the knight ideally, and then black has to take with a pawn. It's an idea, definitely an idea. Would you do something else? Is bishop h6 actually working? Bishop h6, g takes, queen takes. And your queen attacks the bishop and vacates the space for the knight. So guys, the bigger question now, the biggest question. He didn't even bother. He played b3. b3 is that kind of move that practically wants to say, I don't bother with anything, your turn. g6 had been played. That is something I didn't quite expect. g6, weakening the dark squares. Now queen battery with the rook attacking f6. You gotta drop the bishop, probably g7 to stop bishop h6. There you go, bishop g7, because bishop h6 doesn't work now. Well, you just don't play it, you lose it. So there is no bishop h6 coming. Bishop g7. The f6 is pinned though. So I guess sooner or later, black would have to move the king away. If you want to play the f-pawn, that is. So they would have to. What do you do with this bishop, by the way? A genuine question, guys. What do you do with the bishop on c1? Where do you get this guy? With the blue paint here, I've highlighted the thing, or the red. Where do you move the bishop? And why? Where would you play? There's the answer. Bishop e3, which I did say at some point. I mean, you don't have any other choices, do you? You put your queen in a pin, though. Yeah, sorry, the bishop. The bishop would be pinned. Interesting, but I don't think it smells too good. Normally, we always want to avoid at any costs placing our powerful pieces in a pin. You don't want to have your bishop pinned to the queen. I don't know what is. Plus, they defending it like 3 times, right? 1, 2, and 3. So bishop f7, I don't think it works. I think it just very well loses the game. Not as long as black defends it 3 times. You attack it 3 times, you're going to lose. Not even a pin. You're just going to drop the whole thing. Bishop takes, rook takes, and whatever. You lost a piece for a pawn. It doesn't work. 6 minutes, 50 seconds or something. Black to play. What do we do now? What does black going to play? Magnus Carlsen versus Dingley Wren. It happens to everybody. It happens to very many of us. That's okay. That is okay. We try to rationalize, to think as much as we can. Okay, Dingley Wren. What is it doing? What's Ding gonna do here? Guys, do you think bishop e6 is kind of playable? It's gonna give black double pawns on the e file, but opens the rook. I'm not sure. You're gonna have a weakness on e6. Attackable in the future. So is bishop e6 actually working here? What do you think, people? Bishop e6. Bishop e6, bishop e6. I don't know. The bishop on g7 is a bad bishop. It's that kind of bishop you practically don't want to have because you don't do nothing with the bishop. You just defend against the bishop h6. So practically this bishop is very, very stuck where it currently is. There is no dream to do anything else. Yeah, you can't move rook fe8 because you're going to lose the defense for the f7, which is attacked 3 times, and black defends it currently 3 times. But if you move rook fe8, f7 is defended only twice. Therefore, you just lose the game with bishop captures. So you can't play rook fe8. Bishop dc6 is an attempt to get the bishop off, and it might be interesting because if white takes your bishop, fair enough, it's cool. Yes, Matthew. Yeah, I think bishop dc6, that is correct. And the bishop c4, all for the better. I mean, knight just takes. So yes, I think you have found the best and most efficient way to eliminate white's incredibly dangerous and active bishop. Congrats, you found, I think, the move that really gets rid of the bishop on d5. In one way or another. Either by the trade or on c4 because knight is going to take. Yes, makes a lot of sense. Bishop d to c6, but that's not what Dingley Wren chose to play. What do you do here with white? How do you convert your advantage? What do you have a positional, you have the bishop pair, both of them have the bishop pair, but the white bishops are really active. Very active. So bishop g5, because the diagonal, the dark square diagonal had been vacated, and he played the move I did mention, bishop e6. He went for the stuff I mentioned. There you go. Exactly as I said. He chose bishop e6. Now, there is double pawns on the e file. Black was going to have to defend them with pieces. He opened up the f, but not a problem. The rook also has a rook. He wants to trade and go for a draw, guys. He's going to play rook f8. He's going to play rook f8. Rook is going to take, and probably bishop. Yeah, He wants to go for the draw, ladies and gents. That's exactly what you see now. Yes, exactly as we said. Probably bishop take? Yeah, bishop takes. Yeah, we got this one. Again, long term, my friends, long term, black is going to suffer a little bit because of the double pawns on the e file. There's double pawns here. And the dark square bishop is very, very weak. It only defends. There is a battery now, and I wonder what was Magnus's last move? Bishop C. Oh, I know why. He wants to play queen to f2, and then he wants to look this way. Queen battery, bishop battery attacking. That forces black. It forces black to move the knight away so that he enables the bishop defense on the pawn. That is the explanation. And probably you guys agree. There you go. He played it prophylactically. He played knight f7 prophylactically, even not even waiting about queen f2 to happen. But queen f2 happened regardless. Unhappy it happens the same way I'm thinking. If I manage to pull a few ideas that are being played by Ding Liren or Magnus Carlsen, is the achievement of the day from the chess point of view, chess-wise. So this is always good to have a battery here. You are threatening something. Black needs to be careful and maintain the bishop and the queen always to defend this guy, unless you come up with a different plan. So white is doing the attack, black is defending. And another problem for black is the double pawns here, to which Magnus have to find ways to attack those, including the e6. How do you attack e6? You attack it with queen f6. You play queen f6, and suddenly e6 is attacked. And I think that's a very good spot for the queen. Queen to f6, I love it. Which queen to f6 attacks exactly those two double pawns, weak pawns. e6 and e5. e5 is defended, I get it, but e6 is not. So there is something. Amongst other stuff, you may always think about playing stuff like h4, h5 to dismantle those pawns. Maybe after queen f6. Maybe after queen f6. Could be. It could be. 3 minutes now for Ding Liren and a whopping 9 minutes 20 sec for Magnus here. A whopping 9 minutes. Okay. This boy is going to get in time issue very, very, very soon. He is just delaying. What's he doing? It's difficult. It's difficult. It is. If he plays bishop g7, he's going to lose bishop c5. If he plays bishop e7, would be probably one way to stop queen f6 and also to still defending c5. So maybe bishop e7 after all. I mean, you need to compromise onto something. You can't have them all. Unless there's some tactics with the knight, but I don't know. Bishop fe6, bishop fe7, Matthew. Yes. So if you're referring, oh, he actually goes differently. He goes with an interesting choice, knight d8. He goes with knight d8, and Magnus says, okay, bud, I'm going to play knight f1. These guys are, of course, you're moving the knight from f1 to d2 and then to c4. What's not to like about this? Outpost, and what the hell of an outpost, because it's a heck of a, you attack a5, you attack e5 constantly all the time, and there is no black bishop on a light squares to challenge your knight on c4. I guess that's why he wants to go. Queen here, there you go, they just played it. Ding wants to come also to d4, but to d4 you got a queen looking for this guy, right, for the time being. Definitely knight c4 is going to happen. I'm not sure he's going to play this. Exactly, he's not going to play this because a5 is hanging, and then we've got a passer. He pushes the king's pawn. That's very risky business. Those dark squares are very, very weak surrounding the black king. Fixing a weakness, so you're not going to push this guy one more time, but instead I'm going to attack your queen with bishop g5. So he put a pawn here. as a supportive pawn for bishop g5 hitting the queen. Probably. And there is another thing. What if we play a battery like bishop c1, queen e3, or queen d2 for, well, you're going to move the king, you're not going to do nothing. Okay, but bishop g5 definitely can be played. And then you could play bishop, a queen to g3, attacking this guy like twice. Knight needs to stay here for a while. Knight on c4 is an incredibly active knight. Bishop on e3, very active as it can get, and queen is very active as well. Whereas if you look, knight on c6 is super passive because it just defends. Look at the difference in between active attacking pieces and passive pieces. Knight c6 defends, e5 defends, a5. The queen needs to defend e6. The bishop currently is absolutely suffering. The bishop on f8 doesn't even exist. It hits the king and it hits the queen. It just, I mean, it's an absolute pain. And the white bishop's going to go g5. Sooner or later, I reckon. And queen g3. And really, Ding has an issue on this game. Too many weaknesses. Let me highlight the weaknesses. a5, weakness. c5, e5. These are three big weaknesses. And d6. 4 weaknesses. And if you want to throw in the dark squares around the black king, these are weaknesses too. All the red squares on the screen, guys, are weaknesses. All those red squares we've highlighted. Easy? Oh, that's a cool. That's cool. I mean, he studied law. He's not a practicing lawyer, right? He studied law. He got a degree. Probably he can profess if he, register himself and stuff like that as a practitioner. I don't know what's the procedure in China about becoming a lawyer in China, but yeah, he's not a practicing lawyer, right? So these are weaknesses, and for this reason, you're going to have very difficult ending. Probably going to lose. And I'm not like rooting more for Carlsen or anything, no. But guys, this move shocks me a little bit, g3. The move that Magnus played g3 is a complete surprise, for me at least. Well, I'm not Magnus Carlsen and I won't be this lifetime. But g3 here is a really interesting choice. I mean, you're blocking your queen to attacking a billion weaknesses, and you play g3 only to defend this pawn. You put your guys on dark squares, potentially attackable by the bishop and now Ding just goes back and forth. Is Magnus actually interested into making Ding draw? Is Magnus being kind of generous? He wants to give Ding to... Is he playing out of compassion or something? Sorry, I need to apologize if I offended anyone with my stupid question, but I don't know. I don't think he wants to open up. Actually, why didn't he play all of a sudden? He moved the king. Maybe he wants to play h3 and then opening up the g. Okay, that's something. Or maybe queen f3. No, you have to play king h3 first. You have to play king h3. You defend this pawn on h4. But what if they take, you take with a... Okay, this is... So if they take, you're going to play this one first. First thing first. First thing first. First thing first. Okay, h takes g4. Bishop g5. Queen must go. But bloody hell, queen can go just here. Yeah, I mean, it can. Queen takes, king takes. But there's, again, those weaknesses, which I think going to be constantly targeted. Matthew, that's exactly what I thought. I'm not sure it's the most sound choice, but that's what I thought too. So thanks for your idea, Matthew. Yeah, I think it makes sense. Thanks very much, my friends. I really appreciate. Hello, Mr. Ram. Thank you for your messages. I just went now onto TikTok messages. 1752, the Rapid, which is 2 years old. That's when I played the last time over the board. And on chess.com, you can see my ratings every single day. When I'm playing my Blitzes, my commuting chess, you can watch it on my chess.com page or lead chess or stuff. 7 seconds. I think Ding has a problem with the time and also has a problem from a positional point of view. And tactically speaking, I think he's not going to do very well in this game now. I don't know. He froze or something. Let me reload the page, my friends. Let me refresh the page. No, it was something with a glitch. It wasn't updated. So my friends, g4 happened, f takes g4, and now my candidate moves that I'm suggesting would be bishop g5, which defends the pawn and hits the queen with tempo. And the problem is how you're going to defend. Well, c5 is defended, right? Okay, that's cool. So you don't need to keep the queen to defend c5 because there is a bishop defending. But bishop g5 makes a lot of sense. But then again, we were discussing with Matthew, if queen f7, probably queens will be traded. And then it's a grinding ending to which I think Magnus thrives because his pieces simply target the black weaknesses. Guys, have you noticed that the white pawns are actually placed on light squares? And that means in the very ending of this beautiful game, the bishop on f8 is not able to target these guys because these pawns are on light squares. He didn't give up for free. He'll take it back. After bishop g5. Now, if queen f7, queen takes, king takes, you're going to attack this guy with the king. This pawn will be taking back, Yash. Black can't defend g4 after king g3. Let's say after queens get traded on f7, it's a scenario. Then you're going to play king g3, and g4 will be taken back. But the problem would be medium long term for Ding here, that he is going to be at, oh, he played queen g3 now. Interestingly, he wants to go for g, oh, he doesn't want to trade the queens, Matthew and Yash and my friends, ladies and gents. He doesn't want to trade the queen. Therefore, he played queen g3 to avoid the idea with queen f7 and things. Now he going to have to take with the queen. The pawn, that is. Because if you don't, it's going to be something like this, takes and takes, probably. Or I think you're going to take the pawn, right? He doesn't want to trade the queens. That's the idea for white. He is not keen on trading the queens because the queen is very versatile. It can attack. That's another weakness for black. Black needs to be careful about e6 pawn. So he hits the queen. Man, this guy is very surprising. So if queen f3, queen takes, pawn takes, king takes. And then we're going to have 4-2-6 versus 3-6. But these guys are weaker. Magnus drags Ding in an ending in which black has weaknesses everywhere. And the c2 white pawn can't be attacked by any bishop. But instead there is a knight that might be able to get this guy. But when you do so, when you play knight e4 to go for the c2, thank you for following, my friend. When you do so, you're going to lose the a5, and white is going to create the pass pawn. So it's very, 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 very delicate. It's not quite for free. It's not for free. He'll take it back. Ding refused the trade. I think it's time for Magnus to take queen captures g4. Ding tries to hold on. He tries as much as possible. Look at this move. Knight grabbing a pawn, attacking the queen. You take, I'm going to take with the queen. It's collapsing. Black's position is collapsing now. Pieces are very, very passive. Hi to Jesse. Yeah, we're doing our favorite game. We're doing chess and live games right now. So if knight captures, and I don't think you've got an option, I'm afraid. I think you're gonna resign. Black is collapsing now. The position. Knight takes, queen takes, check. Okay, you keep playing for a while. There is a thing. Knight takes, queen takes, check. Yeah, he had to. Now queen takes with check, of course. You're gonna move. You gotta be careful about this idea though. Or maybe not. Because you got this. Yeah. Well, wait a second. Let's take it one by one. The king has got two choices now. G8 or H7. He went H7. Now he wants to trade everything. Why? Because he will march on with the king, grab this guy, and just attack with the king. He got pawn majority now. He got a pawn majority. Ding is desperate to refuse any possible trade. The battery does not allow any bishop to play. And if you play this, it's going to be queen e7. Absolutely very, very, very likely. So if there's any bishop g7, yeah, the king goes to actually grab the g4. If you play bishop, I don't know where, it's going to be queen trade. There you go, exactly as I said, queen e7. Yeah, well, black refuses, but anyway, I think you can take. No, he attacks it. He wants to make the pin in this way. He's gonna resign. On many platforms, streaming on 5 platforms simultaneously, Jesse. Pawn now attacks the bishop. Obviously, you have to play now the bishop somewhere safe. Where is it? Bishop g5 and then probably bishop f6. Because the bishop is pinned, you add in pressure. And I'm not sure you should be rushing into capturing g4 with the king because you open up the diagonals for the black queen to actually give you more checks and stuff. So now I think a simple move would be bishop g5, unless you want to play bishop e3. I think bishop g5 makes more sense. Bishop g5 and bishop f6. c5 is attacked by the queen. Exactly as we said, Yash. If you remember, I highlighted all those weaknesses. All those weaknesses. They still haven't gone anywhere. And they are being attacked, indeed. They're being attacked. 12 seconds for Ding. And Magnus now, what is he cooking? Bishop e3 or bishop g5. Bishop g5's purpose would be bishop f6. Something like that. I mean, you kind of force the queen to go back and to defend with what? This or that, but who cares? Then you're going to grab stuff. You don't even have to rush. If queen g8, after bishop g5, bishop f6 is queen g8, you don't even have to rush, take the bishop. You take on e5 first, grab more stuff, make this guy a pass pawn, and then you take. Well, thanks, Jesse. You're going to find a lot of material for intermediates and some novices. And there are some advanced stuff too. For instance, you'll be finding some knight and bishop endgame explained. There you go, bishop g5. I'm happy that actually he went for the stuff I've recommended. I'm happy that Magnus played what I said. Now, queen go b6 to stopping you from bishop f7. Double attack here and you can't defend it. That's it. You can't defend it. Gonna be taken. It's gonna be taken. c2 gonna be then targeted, but doesn't matter at this stage. Or you take with the queen. Okay. Queen takes c5 or bishop takes c5. Which one is it, guys? Is it queen takes c5 or bishop captures c5? Which one is it? Yeah, residing in the UK, London right now. Very, very high temperatures nowadays. Would you believe that? 24 degrees. Okay. Queen or bishop? Which one takes? Queen or bishop? Queen or bishop? 50 seconds for Magnus. If you take with the queen, let's just do it this way. If you take with the queen, is black forced to take your queen? I mean, you're already in a bit of a trouble. Queen takes c5. Yeah, queen takes c5 because queen takes c5. Yeah, of course, queen takes c5. Queen takes, bishop takes. Okay, he doesn't want to. He want to take advantage of this. Can you play king now takes? Because you can't defend against the f3. There you go. He had to. He had to. You had to take the g4 because otherwise queen f3 would have put you in a difficult position. Now the black queen can dream about some checks and things. Look at this. Look at this, but queen is gonna check. Look at this. Look at this. I'm happy to see that actually Dingley Ren still stays and fights on. He keeps on finding ways to prolong the game. Now, if you would take the queens off the board right now, black is in deep trouble. All the black pawns except g6, all the black pawns are attackable by the bishop, whereas the white pawns are not, except this guy on h4. But the king is there. Well, I've been streaming on Twitch, Jesse, for like, I think almost 2 years or something like that. Okay. It's a race here to keep checking the other guy. King can't move because it's going to be the end of it very soon. Magnus defends, though, against the super dangerous queen takes h4. Very dangerous. There is no more checks black can play here. No more checks. You can't do any checks now. You need to do a little bit of a rearrangement, whatever that means. You do this, there you go. He did this exactly as I said, because that's the only weakness that white had, the c2. This guy now is pinned. But you can't get any bishop on f6 or h6 for that matter. It might be something with the bishop, but it takes you to tempi, and Ding is not going to watching you doing that. So he is going now for the d3. Hey guys, this is a very cool ending. Okay, frankly, I would have loved to see Ding Liren playing Magnus Carlsen in a classical chess, but we see a rapid. Okay. Yeah, white is definitely calling the shots now, but let's see. Do you know what is the stuff here in this very position? You might have a perpetual check with white, and there is another stuff. The b3, if it's captured, this guy potentially can move down and promote. So there is a thing about taking this guy for this guy. Of course, there's a lot of happening. He gonna push h6 unless you play. Oh my God, he give a check. He can play this. He can play queen to d2 exactly right, and stopping h6 from happening. He gonna take with the queen, right? You have to take with the queen because you get checkmated, or you lose the piece. He goes for the weaknesses, guys. At the end of it all, and I think I said it, after the queens come off the board, you're gonna find yourself with the pawns. And look at the pawns. All going to be lost. The game is over. This guy is dead. The pawn on A is a pass pawn. This guy is attackable. All black pawns are attackable, even if you play bishop f8, and you must play bishop f8, but no one really cares. No one really cares because A pawn cannot be stopped by the king. And if you don't take care of the b4 black's pawn, bishop's going to take that one too. And then white is going to have two passes, a4 and b3. So it's a matter of ending, and Magnus knows the endings better than anyone else. Yes, totally winning. Weaknesses were created long time ago, and at the end of all the trades, the weaknesses emerged, and you cannot defend this, can't defend this. The king can't be in two places at once. The bishop on h6 does not have the necessary time to do this maneuvering to try to stop this guy moving and moving. And the white king is also 2 steps away from taking here if the rook goes to try to stop the pawn. Yeah. We could say this one unofficially. Yes, you're correct. Unofficially, we could say this one. because Magnus didn't want to play and stuff. So yes, guys, there's so many fabulous games. There's so many fabulous games. I don't even know what to look at. Daniel Dubov. Let's watch this, guys. What the heck? I don't know about Pavel Teklov. I don't know that guy, but I do know Daniel Dubov. No, I'm doing only chess, Jesse. Daniel Dubov is white here. So, guys, this is another live game. Let me see. Para Maksudlu. Shakria Mamedjarov. Is Grishchuk still playing? Shakria Mamedjarov. Peter Svidler. No debate. Okay. Alexander Grishchuk won the game versus Sham Sirin. I don't know if I pronounce it correctly. Let's look at this one. So, there is an extra pawn here, opposite color bishops. And Dubov probably is going to win because of the extra pawn. But let's see how exactly he's going to do that. It is instructive indeed. You need to be careful of the white king, not to be checked by the rook or by the queen on the second rank. You need to take care of the second and back rank. Black wants to simplify the position. So the reason you're seeing on the board now rook is because black wants to get rid of the pieces. Now, he does accept, but if the king is in the center, he might be able to be very supportive in terms of that extra little pawn. So let's see how the stuff evolves. The black pawns are on white squares, so theoretically they are attackable by the bishop. Yeah, pretty much daily. King to f3. King, good news for white, for the white king, and for the black king. The kings cannot be attacked by the bishops. The bishop can't attack this guy because it is on a dark square, and the white king can't be attacked by the bishop. If this bishop was a light square bishop, white would be in deep trouble because of all sorts of potential checks and pins and skewers and you name it. Yeah, okay. Thanks, appreciate. So yeah. What is Dubov gonna do here? Do you actually, if you trade, I think it's going quite drawish, you know. He goes twice for this guy. King needs to go back and defend in one way or another. You gotta play King f3. Yeah, thank you, Jesse. Not at the minute. I'll let you know if I decide. Thank you very much. King f3, King f2. Oh, interestingly, he actually takes advantage of the extra pawn and moving, but that comes at a cost. The cost being the bishop and the queen, they making a battery together. Oh yeah, of course we can. Where is it? Nihal Soren. Let me type in the guy's name. Actually, I think we can go straight away if we just type in the name. Nihal. Okay, where is the guy? Exactly as I said. If they allow this, I think I need to go. Yeah. Let me move back a bit. And I will type in Nihal's name and he's gonna come up. Nihal Soren. No, they played already, man. Black had won. Nihal Soren beaten Hans Niemann. So that's been that's done. That is done. So back to this one, Daniel Dubov, unless you want to watch some other guy still playing. But I'm not sure we got many other games happening right now. So that might be the last one. Well, amongst the last ones. Okay. Okay. Hello, Gosiame. Hello, guys, my friends. I'm watching it on chess.com. You can watch it on leechess.org as well, the live games, my friends. So these are the two main platforms. And I haven't visited in a while the playchess.com website. So that's another platform. So you've got these main platforms, chess.com and lichess.org. You can use them both to be watching your favorite grandmaster today playing in the FIDE World Rapid and Blitz. Okay, he probably wants to do some tradings and stuff. This is a very strong battery. So, guys, in the minute White decided to push the E pawn, in the minute he decided to do that, he instantly allowed the battery. It's not a checkmate. He can still move, but it's something uncomfortable a little bit. It's something uncomfortable. You're not going to check anything. So I'm sorry, you're not going to checkmate the White King. He's proposing a trade here. Queen takes, bishop takes. Yeah, it's getting a draw here. This one is getting a draw. This one's getting a draw, guys. It probably is a draw. I don't know. On every single stream, I get at least one person trying to sell something. At least one per stream. They do the same on kick.com, on whatever stream it is. They always be there asking you, how is your day? What's your favorite game? Your stream is fantastic. Let's do your banner. Stuff like that. It's a pattern. It is a pattern. Yes, that's what constantly happens. That's a draw. That is a draw. So yeah, there's no way to be making any progress for none of them. Let me put the only active games. Okay, that was it. Let me see the schedule here. So guys, what round was this? Round number what? Round number 8, 3:30, which had just been concluded now. All right, so by the looks of it, that was the last one, right? Is there any, let me look at another event. Is there any, not this one, this one. Do they play today? British Chess Championship, they do. They do play today. Okay. All right, let me look at this one. Okay, David Howell White, Amit Gassi. All right, we got the British Chess Championship. What round is this? Round number 8. Gawain Jones, Sviatoslav, Matthew, Michael Adams, Stuart McShane. So we got the first 4, 5 boards. Quite a lot of happening here. Oh, look at this, bishops. Hey, this is looking interesting. The reason you may not be very compelled to push this guy is that you're going to be weakening all the dark squares and you're inviting the black knight. There is also a bishop. So you can't do this kind of g4 pawn move because you're weakening all the dark squares. I can see this guy is also hanging. This guy is also hanging, the a7. Is black going to play queen c7? But let me tell you something about queen c7. If queen c7 is being played and defends a7, after this guy being traded, you might be having a knight coming and attacking c7, and then you have to worry about that. So I don't think it's going to work. Could it be maybe queen a5? Maybe. Maybe queen a5. Yeah, and in the minute you play the knight, also b2 is being attacked twice by the rook and by the bishop. So this is a very difficult position here to play it with white, I gotta say. So I don't know if queen a5 is to be played. I don't know if there's something else we should be doing here. Queen f5 would potentially defend a7, right? And you get the queen a bit more active. You're attacking this one together with the bishop. Double attack on c3. That might be the case. Might be the case. Queen a5 for bishop takes c3, b takes, queen takes. Okay. Well, after queen a5, white can play bishop to d4 and stuff like that. So it's just not that easy. And then black might play a rook and pinning your bishop potentially. So it's just not that. It's just not that straightforward. So queen plays, bishop plays, rook plays. Very complicated. Very complicated. And when you move the bishop, the g3 is hanging. I think it is incredibly sharp. So this is a very, very, very sharp position. 3-4-7, 3-3-6. White is having an extra pawn, aiming for another pawn. The position is incredibly sharp. I think it takes a huge amount of time to properly evaluate this and going for the best alternatives. Let me look at log machine Stuart Conquest here. Stuart Conquest. Okay. Double attack here, triple defense. Bishop on pre each. I mean, they're attacking each other. A dangerous passed pawn. A very, very dangerous passed pawn. I think white is a little bit better. White is definitely a little bit better here. It's got to be something better here for white because of the passed pawn. Bishop attacks, knight attacks, queen attacks. This guy is defended. Probably you could play f3 at some point. But that will be weakening all the dark squares, but you know. Probably you should. Probably you should. But let's see. Black's to move anyway. Gawain Jones and the other guy. Oh, has David... No, he didn't move nothing. Gawain Jones. Oh, plenty of time for this guy. Oh my god. Sviatoslav used almost an hour? I mean, he's got 14 minutes. And Gawain Jones 1 hour. What did the other guy do? Was he late at the board or what happened? How the hell is like 1 hour difference? 1 hour for white and 14 minutes for Sviatoslav. Did he think so long? Unbelievable. Okay. White to play. Would you guys play something like knight to e6? Because if bishop takes, you're going to take with the bishop. And you're going to have double attack with the queen and with the rook. Also, you're opening up this bishop's diagonal. Do you think it's worth it? Knight e6. Knight e6. Maybe you can put your bishop here at some point. And if you get rid of this bishop, I think all for the better. So knight e6 seemed to be quite the move. You play knight e6, and you're kind of forcing black to take your knight, right? So I think white is definitely better. Not just that Gawain Jones is better at time, but also from a positional point of view. I think Gawain Jones is doing much better here. Yeah, there is an attempt to play knight c4. But if you play knight e6, you attack him with tempo. So you ask him, what are you going to do? Queen being attacked. And by the way, the only defender of the black knight is actually the queen. So when you play knight e6, they need to take a decision. Absolutely. They need to take a decision. So yeah, that's definitely a move. I would definitely consider knight e6 here. Let me see if David and the other guy moved anything. He actually did. He actually did move something. Rook takes b2. Nice tactic. Rook takes b2. If rook takes, bishop takes, and attacks this guy, and you take back the piece. Of course, black is going to have a very, very powerful, strong bishop on this diagonal. You probably need to kind of find a way to neutralize it, but it's not that easy. Because if you move the bishop away from f2, g3 is becoming incredibly weak. So that's a big, 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 big trouble here. And on the other hand, can you not take the rook? Because now the knight practically is under attack. So that's another super, super sharp game here, guys. All right. 45 minutes for David Howell, 24 minutes for Black. Can you not take? You have to take. And bishop captures. And then which rook will be played? I think you can make a rook b8 attempt. But then queen's going to play c7. Doesn't look very good. Rook takes and bishop captures c3. That's exactly what's going to be. But I'm afraid you have to play it. I guess you very much have to play it. Okay. Alrighty, guys. I think we're going to call it a day now. And aiming tomorrow being Sunday. Yeah, we'll do a couple of puzzles together, guys. Well, we're going to be analyzing your own games tomorrow. If you guys tune in, I guess we'll just try to do that. Subscribe my YouTube channel, guys, or follow me on TikTok if you came via TikTok. And I'll see you guys very soon. And let's see each other tomorrow again, will you? Cheers, guys. Thank you very much. And